Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Evening, everybody.
We got the ice road trucker himself, Brad. So it might be a light night in here because a lot of people have made the trek to beekeeping Mecca or Cayman or Nabi. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But hey, on the good side, I think Cayman saw a shadow, and we won't have to talk about Nabi for another 6 months.
You're terrible.
I'm just joking, guys. Hey, Randy, good to see you. We got Icy Mountain, we got Mike, we got Chris. The chat box is scrolling by, and you know, a lot of people are on the road, including Big Mike. I think Big Mike's on the road. He said he'd be driving all day today. I guess Charlie, he drove today, but Charlie's probably there because Charlie doesn't seem like he's a guy to sleep in much. He probably gets up early because he has to do it on a daily basis anyway. So who knows? Maybe he's there. And Brian's on the plane now. Look at are you in the air or are you sitting in the plane at the airport still? Excuse me, got the hiccup. So today I did something a little bit different outside. I know every day is the same for me. It's like Groundhog Day, where you wake up and do the same thing today, and it seems like it's a different day. But no, it's just the same day on a different day, right?
Wake up, go sit in your truck in the front yard.
That's it. Wake up, go sit at the table. But today I actually stayed out longer.
Cool.
And for me, it's about fighting the urge, right? A lot of times during the day, if it's going slow, I'm like, you know what? I should just pack it in and go do something else, right? But not doing that. That's what I'm trying to train myself to make sure I get up every day and go sit out there, whether I want to or not. Just make it a routine to where, look, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to sit outside like I did today.
I do the same thing. In the winter, I do the same thing working in the shop every day, most days. And, you know, it gets to be the afternoon and I've been standing there a long time and you just kind of feel like, well, maybe I should pack it in. But you think, oh, you wimp, why don't you just put in a little bit more time? You know,
Well,
that whole, you know, two devil
yeah,
and the
the good
angel
beekeeper and the bad beekeeper on the shoulder.
good beekeeper, bad beekeeper. Exactly. That's exactly
They're
what
telling you. You know, but with today, the way that it's been is I'm noticing this more and more, and I'm hoping it drives me closer to success. When I do fight that urge, I usually end up with more money than I would have had I just packed it in and went inside. Today, all the way up until, I don't know, it's 3 o'clock or so, I was kind of texting Brad updates as things were happening. And then I said, well, I think I'm going to try to stay out here an extra hour or so today. And I doubled my income from the day by staying an extra hour. I went from $120 to $240. So will that happen every day? No, it won't happen every day. But, you know, maybe it's something where I can get out a little bit later in the morning and stay a little bit later in the afternoon. And that's kind of the discovery phase that we've been talking about, just collecting data on when's the best time, right? And it's so far working. I am overly surprised that by far this week has been 3-pound bottles of honey. By far. It's like go big or go home. I guess people are stopping. They're buying 1 or 2 big jugs of honey. So, you know, today I actually...
Do you have an indication of return customers? Like, do you have any of that?
I'm still getting... Yeah, I do have some people that are coming back that I recognize. And then I've got tons of people that are coming that, hey, I've been seeing you sitting out here and I stopped by, right? So that's a testament to the consistency of sitting out there and letting people know that, You know, hey, I'm here. You can come and get it whenever you want. My number's on the label. Just text me what you want. I'll make sure you get it, right? That type of thing. So, since the it's hard to say this, but at this rate, if I can continue, obviously things happen. You get sick, weather, what have you, whatever happens. But if I can continue at this pace, it could be a record-breaking month for me. And last month was a record-breaking month for me. So back-to-back record-breaking months would be awesome. So what do you do next?
And last month it was only 2 weeks long.
Yeah, now I'm like, you idiot! You should have been out there the whole time. What would it have done, right? We'll find out this upcoming year. But it's been 6 days. One day was a rain day. I'm at $1,200, so I'm averaging $200 a day for the calendar month. And that doesn't include any of my website sales. Like, I've sold honey on my website. That's not included. None of that's included. Only what's happening in the front yard is what we're looking at. So yeah,
That's really exciting. That's really exciting.
it is. I always try to say you're never as good as you seem and never as bad as you seem, right? So it could be a really good day. Yesterday was only $120, but it's $120, so
adds up.
It
I
does.
get orders. I've actually been getting a lot of orders here, texting and emails and the phone's ringing and stuff. And you get an order and it's $30 or $50 or then the next one's $100, and some guy calls from a store and it's a $500 order, and well, it adds up.
Well, at one point, it had been a few hours that I'd been out there, and I only had like $40. Then one lady shows up, and she leaves with an $80 order.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's awesome. And then I sit there for a few hours. But in that period of time, I went and did some hive inspections, and believe it or not, January 6th, I had to add a box because it was when I opened the second box and there's bees frame to frame, and I didn't like entice this hive to come up. I just put room on it, right? If they're already coming up and they're building comb on the top of those frames, I'm like, here's another box, just in case I come out here and we have an 80-degree day and you decide to hit the trees, right? I just sold, hey, there you go. That's how it starts. One jar, your first jar or a jar, you sell it. And, there is something to be said, and I'm nervous about it because I've had businesses before and it's gone really good. And then all of a sudden, and it doesn't. So you always got to try to stay on top of it. And the easy thing is to find a job. I could just go find a job and, it may not pay a lot, but this does offer me freedom, Now, with that being said, I feel like if I go outside, or if I don't go outside, or if I go take a day off or something, that it's like turning the handle a little bit tighter on the dripping faucet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it may just be dripping in $100 here, $100 there, $400 on the Sunday or Saturday or something.
And now the drip is going out of your wallet instead of in.
Yes.
That's business ownership, man. It's like you're always thinking, oh, if I was just working my business, I'd be, instead of actually having fun with friends and family, I could be working my business.
Yeah. And, I say that because like this morning, my wife decided, and she was very nice. I'm not saying anything bad against her, but she decided to let me sleep while she got up and started doing things. And, I appreciate that. Hey, you're tired, sleep, rest. However, I got to get outside because the honey's not going to sell itself, right?
That's what alarm clocks are for.
Yeah. Well, we use Google for that. But,
Same thing.
typically she gets up, and if she gets up, then I wake up. But I didn't this morning, so I got out there late. But all in all, I mean, it was a Tuesday, and still a couple $100. I mean, if you think about it, if you do $200 a week, if you only do that 5 days a week, that's $1,000 a week, $52,000 a year, gross, not net, right?
Yeah.
Not net, but gross. So
like 49,000 net,
yeah, right,
or 49,000 in expenses.
right.
Three
So
grand net.
so you're telling me you made 1,500 this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got that
Seems
right.
to work for me. I don't know. I don't know what the rest of you are doing, but
Well, there is a excitement about the flexibility, though. If I have a really good day, I think the natural thing is, like yesterday, Brad had to kick me out of the seat to go out to my table. He didn't have to. He did it out of the goodness and kindness of his heart. I'm getting off here so you can go outside.
did it for your own good.
Because you got to get outside, right?
Yeah. As I
And
recall, it was so. Don't you have like your bulk of your sales start about 11 o'clock, and it was like 20 after 11. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you should be in the front yard. Yeah, I know.
yeah, yeah. But I was saying that I did have a nice little order for swarm lure to somebody that was a few $100, right? And that was the reason why I got lazy, right? It was like, well, I already made this much today. I don't have to go out. You know what I mean? That's the wrong way to look at it. But that's the way I think naturally people are, right? I got some money in my pocket. I ain't worried about that. It was that kind of thing. So I went out. Was it a great day? No. But it was a good day. It wasn't a great day, right? It was a good day. And so that's kind of, how I've been looking at it and just trying to manage the business. That's the worst part. I could sell all day long. If I sit out there and there's people coming, they're buying honey. There's no doubt in my mind. Brad's probably listened to 4 or 5 times while we've been on live chat. I set the phone there, and he's actually could watch me interacting with the customer and selling. They're leaving with more than a bottle of honey. They're getting something. Barbecue sauce, comb, cream, whatever. You're going to get something, right? And that's kind of how it flows. But where I lack is the details when it comes to, like we talked about last Tuesday, cost of goods, right? It's like, I'm making money on it. Just sell more, right? Just sell more. So I'm making $1. I just have to sell 1 million of them, and I'll be a millionaire. It is definitely one of those things. How's your bee shed, Brad? Are the bees still
I
collecting?
see that question. Actually, I was in there today, and they're not bearding like crazy, but they are poking out the entrance a little bit, even today, which is weird.
And the temperature's rock solid, rock steady, right where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was 3.5 degrees when I was in there.
Wooden or polystyrene?
Poly.
I noticed that when I was going in and out of mine today, that the polystyrenes definitely have more activity at the front door.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, they won't be as tight.
Yeah. And they but they were doing good. They were packed in there and doing their thing. So
I wish there was some kind of. I should talk to Dr. Curry about that. because I think he was involved in some of the research that came up with this 4 degree uh, standard that we shoot for, low metabolic rate kind of thing. Because really we're looking for a low metabolic rate for the bees in the hive by adjusting the environment around the hive on the outside, right? So I think there's certain assumptions there. There's hive, composition. Is it a 3/4 inch hive like an American hive, or a 7/8 hive like a Canadian hive? That's a variable.
Was it a
Uh,
poly?
is it well? This is where I'm going. Is it pine? Is it spruce? Is it oak? Is it
Different wood
you
densities,
know?
right?
Could be a lot of different wood composition. Is the entrance wide open? Is it not? Right? Is it a 3/4 entrance or 3/8 entrance? Um, so many variables there, and then add this huge variable as a polystyrene box, which has got way more R value than a. It's probably got 6 or 8 times as much R value as a
Right.
wooden box. So, is there a formula there that says, well, if the R value of the box is such and such, you can change that outside environment
Well, you would have to
to
think.
certain temperature?
You would have to think if it was in a wooden box, the outside temperature would be coming inside a little bit more, which would keep them in that clustered state, right? So,
Well, that's really what I'm saying is
yeah,
because the wooden box will, lower R value. It means lower resist. R is resistance to heat transfer,
right,
right? So there's less thermal separation there, and the polybox has far more thermal separation. Like for example, I when I took all my feed pails off last fall, and I take my feed pail off and put the little yellow plug in the hole. Um, Almost without exception, the bees in the poly boxes were all right up under the pail, right on top of the lid, under the pail, just like normal. It was
right.
not warm. It was not a warm day at all. And without exception, the same profile of hives, 6 frame colony, same age queen stuff, not one bee on top of that box.
They
They were
were
all down inside. So, I mean, to me, that just speaks to the fact that those ones in the wooden boxes would be tighter clustered. The poly boxes, they'd be far more loose.
right.
Um,
It's yeah. There. I mean, there's got. I think it's got to be something to that in the bee barn because at 40, I notice here if it's warmer than like 45 degrees, um, they're coming out. I mean, there
yeah,
may only be a few bees, but they're coming out and starting to fly 45, 48 degrees, right?
yeah.
They're flying. So you would think that if I hate to say in the bee's mind, like they're critical thinking, but I think that it kind of might fool them a little bit thinking that it's warmer than it actually is, right? Because they're having less difficulty keeping the inside at the appropriate temperature, which might be why they're coming
I
out.
want to speak to Norman's comment there, but you're right. The change in metabolic rate from that low point as it gets colder, it goes up slowly. It goes up, but not very quickly. The metabolic rate above that temperature goes like it's a real hockey stick. So yeah, a little bit more heat, a little bit higher temperature, then that rate just starts to climb really fast. Now, the way Norman just put it, I think uninsulated hive are the uh, mostly just metabolically expensive. I would agree with that. What Norman might not be getting in my reference of what I'm doing is these polystyrene boxes are indoors. So um, even and that's what I'm saying, that the research has shown that the equilibrium between the expensiveness of the wooden box and the bees and the environment is a 4-degree environment, then puts those bees into the most efficient metabolic rate. So
But what we
if
don't
I'm,
know is that poly skews that.
yeah, that's got to raise at metabolic rate, so maybe they're going to eat more, right? If I had a building, if I had my bees in a building that had nothing else in it, and I didn't care if it froze, I would lower that temperature probably 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. I would run that building at perhaps -5, maybe even -10.
James, I hope it all goes well, sir. Says he's got a doctor appointment in the morning to see if he can be stented his arteries.
Oh wow.
Pacemaker.
Well, all the best with that. Wow.
Pacemakers and stents are pretty routine nowadays.
Yeah.
They do a lot of them. So we are praying for you, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's that much to worry about.
Well, try not to worry too much.
Because I'm not far behind you there, James. 20% is what last time, 20% more, and I'll have to get stents. But you know, I'm getting kind of excited the last couple days with it being warm and the bees flying all over the place.
I can imagine you saw a bee on a big flower there. That would, I mean, this is what I'm looking at day by day.
Yeah, it's
A
you know what?
winter wasteland.
I wish somebody could tell me this. Do you know when you put out an open feeder like I do, oftentimes when the bees get done filling up their tank and they go to fly off, they will land on a bush or a tree, or if I'm there, I'll get 5 or 6 of them that just land on my arm, and it's like they're taking a rest, and then they take off and fly back to the hive. And
Is the temperature? What's the temperature?
It was 65 today. F
65. It's not super warm.
But it's just weird because I noticed when I was doing it like after the honey flow that they would still land on like tree branches and leaves, and you'd see them all.
It's an energy thing because they're cold-blooded, so they take on all that feed, and that feed is 65 degrees.
Maybe they like a big turkey dinner for them, and they just get.
And that's a considerable portion of their body weight, that crop. So maybe they're kind of sitting in the sun for a few minutes and getting a little bit of that energy.
Yeah, it could be. I actually, when I mixed it, I did put warm water in it, and it was warm, like at least room temperature. It wasn't hot, but it was.
Gold syrup makes them fly bad, so yeah.
So, but I made it yesterday, and it did have an overnight, right? So let's see what we got coming up weather-wise. It's supposed to be 74 F here tomorrow, which in C, that would make it 23.
I was going to say 24. Not bad, eh?
23 tomorrow, 21 Thursday, and 24 on Friday. And then Saturday, Brad, 26 degrees.
Wow.
And then guess what? It dropped to 15 on Sunday.
It's definitely short pants weather.
Well, 26. 4C for you is short pants weather.
Well, I don't know about 4, but 15, I'd be out in short pants. Yep.
So it's a, let me see, Roy. Okay, so Roy's going to Kentucky 27 next year. Let's see. 21C at Highland Honey. Yep. That's it's been warm like that here. It's going to be almost 80 degrees by the weekend. 79. So, and that's if they're right. Usually it seems to be hotter than what they say it's going to be, which would be awesome because guess what? When it's warm, people get out and go do things here. And when they get out and go do things, they drive right past my honey table.
I stop at the honey stand.
So that's That's always fun. Always fun. So it'll be a good week. I mean, I first 6 days of the month, I'm happy with it right now.
That's so
Um,
nice to hear.
well, but we could go on a 2 week slump, and we're knocking on wood that that's not going to happen.
Don't do that.
We're keeping it.
Don't do that. You just ride that wave as long as that wave is going to go.
What's the average temperature does nectar flow on average? No idea.
I think
I
that
know
would
I've got
depend.
plants that they've been getting some from the camellias.
That would probably depend on the species.
I bet you it'll be warm enough for the rest of those camellia flowers to open up those buds. And
I
then
got a I got a visitor coming.
Mr. Boots coming to invade the scene.
Yeah, I just see the top of him here.
Oh, he's behind your bread at Faith Apiaries. You drinking brandy? Got a brandy snifter?
No, I'm drinking water in a fancy glass.
But yeah, it's I don't know what's the best way to explain it. The difference that's
Told you.
kind of happened
Okay,
for
sit down.
me. It's new, which I like new things. It's just a new feeling, a new revitalization, I guess, of the business, right?
Hey, they say hello, Mr. Boots. See on the screen.
And you immediately hear him rattling.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
And it's I'm not gonna lie, it's scary though. It is scary. Because if you go to a day job, Friday getting paid, right? I know with this job, I don't go outside, I'm getting nothing, or maybe a little bit if somebody
Both
stops
ways,
by.
though, right? It's largely up to you,
Yep.
right? It's you're far more in control of it.
Well, what I'm starting to do a little bit more now is not
Mr. Boots.
sitting at the table the whole time, right? The table's out, the flags are out, the honey's out. It doesn't mean I have to sit on the stool right by the honey table the whole time. So, went in the bee yard, did some inspections, kind of just, watch the road as I'm doing things. And people have a tendency when they pull up, if they don't see anybody, they'll honk, or I'll see them stand at the table and I'm coming, and, walk over there. But yeah, it is. And there's a reason why not everybody owns businesses. It's
Yeah,
your thing.
I'm not very good at the self-discipline part. I'm
Well,
not very good at that.
on one hand, if I get an order or something, I typically won't even, if it shows up like in the email, somebody orders swarm lure or honey or something online, I don't sit on that, right? I like if it was midnight tonight when I got it and I was sitting here, that box would get packed and it would be mailed out, because then it's done, right? Other than drop it in the mailbox. But I don't like to procrastinate on stuff like that. But at the same time, if there's nothing going on, it's sometimes hard to get rolling. You know what I mean? To get out there and it's like, oh, I'm gonna sit out here. It's gonna be,
Yeah,
4 hours before, just kind of have a way of talking yourself out of things. And
I'm motivated by urgency, right? So,
yeah,
and that's an annual problem for me because by the end of October,
you're tired.
my world isn't on fire. Well, I'm tired, but my world isn't on fire anymore, right? When April arrives and May and into June and whatnot, especially when harvest comes by, then it's 2 months of slave labor.
Well, then
Uh,
the work
but
starts, right?
yeah,
Because
but
then it's
then,
like I've got to do other things to
but
make.
I'm motivated. Like it's
Yeah.
like I got to do all this stuff, right? So I'm motivated when my world isn't on fire anymore, then I just kind of
Yeah.
I take a and I relax, and then Christmas comes up and I gain 20 pounds, and then I try to get back to work in January and I can hardly move. That's just sad. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's
But I've been working in the shop. I've been getting some stuff done.
yeah, I saw you put a short out cutting some wood.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just playing with how to make shorts.
Yeah, I put out a couple of them yesterday. You know, it makes your views go up, but not your view hours really. I
Yeah.
mean, so they're
Yeah, I got
fun.
like 400 views in
Yeah,
like
I mean it's
an
crazy
hour,
the views you get.
something.
Um, let me see. It's showing in the past 48 hours, I've gotten almost 4,000. Well, that's a little exaggerated. 3,600 views. A little over 3,600 views. Not watch hours, you know, but views. Um, it's just a different way of trying to figure out YouTube. Not that it's going to pay any bills or keep the lights on or anything. I have an actual plan for my day or I'll waste it away.
So
Yeah.
I agree with that. I try to have an objective, or a few objectives. This is what I want to accomplish today,
Mm-hmm.
and just so that you know, just keeps me going until I accomplish my objectives. Makes me feel really good though. At the end of the day, it's like I accomplished all my objectives.
Right. Yeah. And that's right now. I try not to prioritize anything over putting the honey table up. Um,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's, but you know, I'm gonna have to go put money in the bank and do stuff like that. But I try to do it early. Like bank opens at 9, I try to get
yeah,
there at 9.
yeah.
UPS opens up at 8, I try to get there by 8:30. You know, to get that stuff done. But like the other day, we were sitting here doing a live, and it's midnight on Sunday night, and I get a request to, hey, I know it's a little bit late. A little bit late? A little bit late. It's midnight on Sunday, and you're going to Nobby on Tuesday, and you want me to mail it out tomorrow so you get it on Tuesday. You know, I'm good. I made it happen. But aside from that, it's just that what if I was asleep? I wouldn't have gotten that till the morning, you know, so it might have made it a little bit more difficult. But it's but that's it. You know, that's stuff that's unplanned for that you got to work into that schedule and make happen. And it's just it's fun. It's tiring, but it's fun, and it does keep me motivated because that's appealing. Oh, someone from Florida ordered some honey that I don't have any idea who they are or how they got the
Yeah.
website, but they ordered some honey, right?
Just
So you
today,
say,
had a person message me late. What is it? Tuesday, late Monday.
mhm.
Can I get some beeswax? And they come in and they placed a really good beeswax order, and they came up and picked it up today. New customer, never heard of them before. It was actually a friend of mine referred them
Them,
to me because they didn't have any beeswax on hand. So they said, "Yeah, you go up and see Brad. He'll have some beeswax for you." So I
it's
made sure I sent them a nice thank you message.
yeah, it's always I think people um appreciate when you appreciate what they did for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
have
do
some
that often.
pretty good friends in beekeeping, and I'll give them business if I can. You know, that's great.
Let me see. Keith should arrive tomorrow at the Crown around 3:30. DC's getting all the money from his honey and putting it in new carpet and flooring.
Wow,
Little Pergo flooring.
what's Pergo?
That's like laminated vinyl flooring, I think.
Is it?
Yep. And depending on your house, DC, I'll tell you my story with that flooring. I put that laminated flooring in here, and it got tore up within a couple years, and I was ripping it out and putting in another flooring. When I say tore up, it's like, you know, if cat litter gets on the floor and you step on it, you're going to rip that right off. If you
Yeah.
spill a glass of water on it, you're doomed.
Oh, water and we have laminate in the house, and I hate it. It's just not wearing well. DC, if you haven't bought it yet, I suggest go with a product called vinyl plank. It's far more waterproof. It's not wood, it's vinyl. It looks like wood. It's a good product. I put it in my apiary camper, and it takes a lot of abuse in there. So I highly recommend
What George says here.
vinyl plank.
Bob, find a way to take a notebook, computer, or tablet outside with you. Tablets on cellular are quite portable. You will need to extend your Wi-Fi for a notebook. Yeah, my phone is a mini notebook, really. Now that I've got it, and I use it as a hotspot for my credit cards, but it unfolds into a nice little tablet. So that was one of the things that I got that for. Yeah, but yeah, so there's a lot of things happening as far as like this out the table, right? Some things I'm not doing that I should be doing. Oh, hey, there's a stranger. Todd.
What?
Holy crap, it's Tuesday night and Todd's breathing with us.
Wow.
It's night. I got home. Traffic was low, and there was still light outside when I got home. I like this time of year.
Nice. I thought you were headed to the convention.
Tomorrow morning. I fly out in the morning.
Okay, cool.
So I'll get there about 5:30 local time. So
are you staying right there by the airport or?
Yeah. I'm staying at the Fairfield Inn, which I think is kind of across the parking lot or across the street from the Crown. So
well,
I'll be there.
You should have a blast. You didn't go to Nobby last year. You went to
I've never been to one of Cayman shows.
It'll be good.
I went to the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers. Yeah.
That's Cayman show will be good.
Yeah.
It's I had a fun time when I went to Hive Life. It's just for me once the show moved from Tennessee where it was to Kentucky, it just made the drive and everything a little bit too much for me.
I always wanted to go to Hive Life, but
it was nice, man. The mountains.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. It just never worked out, but they sure did.
So let's see.
So Brad, the other night, what was it? Not last night. Last night I was a total wreck. I was a train wreck. I was sitting there when you and Tom were talking. I remember this, talking about the tractor.
Yeah.
And I started doing the head bob, and I was dead tired. I woke up. I didn't tell you the story. So yesterday morning, I wake up, boom,
Well, you did tell me that story.
Oh yeah,
but not on here.
Oh, so I wake up hey, it must be 6 o'clock or thereabouts. So didn't have my glasses on, but I grabbed my phone and I looked at it and said, "Oh, okay, it's 5:48. I'll just get up."
It was 8:48.
I went into the kitchen. I started making coffee and turned that thing on. Sat down on the couch and I clicked on my favorite news show in the morning. And as the TV was going on, and Bob, you know this, so the super box, it has the clock on the bottom right corner.
Yep.
It said 3:58. What the hell is going on here? And then I looked up at my clock on the wall, and yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Old people crack me up
all day, man. The coffee burned me out by 11 o'clock, and my eyes were barely open. And so then I was on last night, and I just cut out. I did the Irish goodbye, but I gave no one a warning. I said I got to go, and I just see you later.
The beauty of doing it on the internet, though, they don't know if your internet went out or you had a power outage or what. this year gone.
Yeah.
Now with Ian, we know he's fucking with us because he does it all the time. But other than that, everybody else gets a pass, but not Ian anymore.
But here's the thing. So Brad, I want to answer your question that you put out on the night before, I guess. When I told Charlie, I said, "Yeah, your honey's awesome, Charlie." And then you said, "Well, wait a minute. Who
now he knows Charlie's not watching.
Oh no, Charlie might be watching. I don't know, but no, I had already jumped off. I had to go do something else, so I had already cut out, and I caught the replay, and I thought, oh crap, I left him hanging. So yeah, no, Brad's creamed honey is amazing. It's awesome. I wish I saved it.
Thanks, buddy.
For a starter.
It was gone quick though.
I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't save it. So it slowly disappeared.
It's not that slowly. Not that slowly.
It slowly disappeared like an old man whiskey or an old man's whiskey bottle. You know, it just
slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly, but far too quickly.
There is Charlie. I'm watching you guys.
See, there he is.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I had a guy buy some lemon creamed honey. He was a Hispanic guy, and he had never tried creamed honey or flavored honey at all. And man, he said, "Can I have some of those spoons, like the little spoons?" Because he was working and he was driving. I think he was door dashing or something. And he had his wife and his 2 kids, and they were driving DoorDash, eating it with the little spoons out of the jar. And he came back 20 minutes later. They had finished that jar.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, and they bought more. I was like, okay, we can do it that way too. You know, we'll sell it. But yeah, so what's your bees doing, Todd? Your weather should be similar to mine, right?
Right now it is 59, which is 15, 16 degrees. But it was a nice day today. It probably got up to 65 or higher. It didn't get to 70. But
have you looked in any of them at all?
No, just pop some lids to put in fondant, and then I did a round of pollen patties because it was supposed to rain yesterday and today. Which, you know, it started raining like from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So on Thursday, I put pollen patties in there. I think it was Thursday. I was on vacation. But anyway, yeah, so I haven't dug into them yet. I'm not going to probably for another month, probably around Valentine's Day.
The main thing I've been doing is just kind of checking the top to see that they have some stores left.
Yeah.
And today I was a little more aggressive with them.
Yeah.
Because I've got some blooms going on and they're starting to bring some stuff in. That little nuke that I keep saying won't go past that 6 frame lice and it won't move up. I was like, screw you guys. You're either going to build a second box or you're going to die. One of the two is going to happen. And I took that top box off that no bees were in, and they were slam full in that 6 frame, wall-to-wall bees in there. So I pulled the frame out of brood, put it in the top, dropped a comb in the bottom, and put it back in there. So either she'll lay that bottom up or something. We're trying to force them now. And then I added a box of comb onto one colony because I pulled back that foamy and they were just building wax and everything in there. Also having to do a lot of hive beetles. Holy crap. One frame, when I at first look, because it's black plastic, first look at the frame, didn't look bad. And then I saw 1 or 2 of them and I'm like, bang. And about 40 of them came out. And I'm just smash, 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 smash. And then I flipped it over and did the other side and the same thing happened. And it took me 2 or 3 bangs on the table to get them all off of that comb.
So instead of shaking nectar, you were shaking beetles.
Yeah, and a little bit of syrup or nectar came out of it. It's a triceratops for himself. What you eating? Ice cream?
Christmas pudding yet?
Oh.
that's it's weird. I'm getting excited because the bees are flying. I can get into them a little bit and get that going. And the honey stand is. I'm gonna have to come up with something, whether it's the trailer idea or a portable building. I'll have to look at the county regulations if they'll let me do that.
I'll tell you what I've been doing for besides feeding off and on is I went into a deep. Well, I had mentioned it to you. I went into a deep rabbit hole with AI.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I am telling you what. There's things that I figured out that I would have never figured out. So it's interesting.
It's interesting. I like to use it for the photos. Like if I'm going to post some photos of creamed honey up on Facebook, if I do an AI photo of it, it makes it look a lot nicer, than what I could do here by myself.
Now, let me, I'm going to send you via Messenger kind of what I've been working on the last day or two. And you can put it up there. This is entirely generated. It's a label. It's entirely generated by in this case it was ChatGPT.
My comb, I used Gemini to generate that label. Roy asked a question here. What are people buying quart jars with lids for? Need to replenish inventory. I can tell you exactly. Well, I can tell you what I paid for mine through Gamber. 3-pound jars. If I could spell it correctly. Where is it at? All right. That was 1-pounders. Let me go back.
For me, I just go to Walmart. I get the off-brand Walmart quart jar, and I think they were like $14 a case, and it's 12 bottles.
Well,
and it comes with lids and the rings, whatever.
The 3-pounders I buy use the same lid as my 1-pounders, so I don't buy separate lids. Buy the same lids, but
what I like are the Kerr mason jars, because one side has Kerr embossed on it and the other side's blank, and that's where you put the label. I don't have to worry about any embossing or anything like that. That crinkles the label.
See where the quote was. It says it's attached, and I don't see the attachment.
Where do you get yours, Brad?
Usually Dancing Bee, the Cotter Richards.
We buy them by the skid out of Quebec.
Is that Dominion Grim?
I think so, yeah.
My packer orders out of there. I get some stuff from him once in a while.
Yeah.
They're just more lead time for that. I can go to Dancing Bee or Bee Made and they're in stock. I don't use anything that's very unusual at all. Just the pails and the jars. My squeezies are a little unusual, so I get those out of Dominion and Grim. All of my big 5-gallon pails for my honey all come out of Richards too. Those are nice pails. They're Pro Western. Is it Pro Western out of St. Albert?
I don't know why.
There was a question earlier on about when or what temperature is best for pull or nectar out of flowers. I don't think it's temperature as much as it is time of day. Flowers usually open early in the morning. By midday, a lot of them are starting to close up.
I got 126 3-pound jars, bottles. In my case, they're PET plastic for $94.05 a piece. Last time, or nope, that was the first time. I got prices last time. And then when I bought my case of lids, which is 1,700 lids, with the pressure seal thing in them, it was $133 for 1,700 lids. So
check that messenger, Bob. You should have got it by now.
Yeah, I got everything muted, so I have to wait on Facebook to load up here. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's crazy how
you want to show it? Can I show it or no?
Yeah.
And this was done by ChatGPT.
Yeah, not Gemini. So I have to do a bunch of switching around and changing things out, but the picture is what I like the best. And I just have to find the correct paper for the label because I like that color. I don't want to put it on white.
Yeah, the little tan.
Yeah.
I like that.
So that's what I'm working on now, but I still have a lot of labels from when I did my labels last year.
You stopped.
And so I'll run through those and then move on to the new ones.
Yeah, that's the same thing that that kind of thing is what I was doing as well. It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
All I gave it was I said Loma Vista means mountain view, and it ran with it. And that's the first thing that popped up. Well, it had Loma Vista honey on there. I didn't like that, but the picture itself was the very first thing that popped up. So I thought, wow, that's pretty cool.
So when I was looking to do something for my combed honey container, obviously it's Walker Bee Ranch. I wanted it to be something cowboy-esque, even though it really doesn't have anything to do with cowboys, right? But Western type of theme is kind of what I've been going with. And I wanted something to look like a brand on something. And so this is what it generated as an image. And then I can crop that into my design, right? So I have a circle label, and I just use this. I put this picture in the template, line the circles up with the barbed wire there, and
that looks
put
cool.
the label. So it works out pretty nicely, especially when you can cut out that watermark that's on there. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely use it for tools, even when it's just doing promo pictures, right? Take a picture of your jar of honey. Now, what I have noticed with AI is when you take pictures of your labels and stuff like that to use on social media, a lot of times what will happen is the writing on the label, because it's a photo, doesn't come over like it looks it's like messed up. It's garbled up. So it's but it is definitely something that is a useful tool when you take a photo and you're like, oh, well, I made some barbecue sauce and I need a photo, and how can I do a photo of the barbecue sauce, right? So you just take a picture of the bottle and tell them you want it in a nice barbecue setting, and next thing you know, you got a photo of your stuff sitting by a barbecue or, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got way too much stuff in my download photos. I know that.
I'm not even done packing. I'm going to be bugging out here pretty soon. I have to finish that. But yeah, AI, I mean, I'm really digging into it. I had a good week and a half off from work for the holidays, and I grew roots in my butt. It stuck me in the couch, and that's what I did. I was AI this, AI that. I learned some new tactics. It's crazy.
Yeah, it can be a useful tool.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And it's a neat thing. However, I'm kind of with DC. I'm not like conspiracy theory on AI really, but AI, I mean, everybody already uses it. You just don't realize how much they're using it right now.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you go into the cell phone company and you go home and you're watching Netflix or something, or Paramount, and all of a sudden the commercial comes up. It seems like every other commercial is a cell phone ad. Well, that's because they got geo tracking and they know who's been there, and then they direct that stuff to you. It's actually called OTT, over the top advertising, and that's what the company I worked for, Solid, everybody sells at Google, everybody, right? So how do you, when you run an ad for Swarm Lure, it's not going to send it to somebody who doesn't do searches on beekeeping, right? So that's all how they figure it all out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like you said, it could be useful though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, we used it for a lot of stuff over the holidays, didn't we, Brad? Taking pictures of different candles and bottles of honey and gift baskets and everything else. Because there's two ways to do it, right? You could pay somebody to do that, or you can spend 10 minutes and figure out how to do it and make it yourself.
These people that do work in those industries, though, they gotta be just shaking in their boots.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to change things up. That's for sure.
And hopefully it'll get better if it's real AI where it learns, right? And not repeating things over and over again.
I got scolded by Chad, I think it was. So I had a guy make me some gift boxes like what Philip makes.
Right.
And so I started typing in there gift boxes. And the next thing I know, when it's answering my request or whatever I asked it, it says first things first. You should no longer refer to it as a gift box. It is now and forevermore going to be called a gift crate. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
a gift crate.
So, yeah.
ChatGPT told you, huh?
Yeah, slap me on the wrist.
That's funny.
I should be a smartass and say gift box again and see what happens. But I got put on a timeout during lunch today. That's all I was doing was, typing stuff, this and that. And I ran into my limit of the number of questions that I could ask in a 24-hour period. Oh. So now I have to wait until
on the free thing, right?
So I have to wait till 10 a.m. tomorrow to continue, but I'm going to be at the airport. So I said, I'll wait till next week.
Yeah, that's I run into that often when I'm doing photos. It says you've reached your photo limit for today.
Yeah.
Bastards. But if you pay me, you can do as many as you want to. Right?
Somebody's got to pay for all that power.
They're getting plenty of money. They don't need mine.
$9.99 a month, I think.
If something is free, you are the product.
Right. That's true. That is true. Ask about the moon landing again, Todd.
Oh, gosh.
Todd, do you realize how much electricity you were using?
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, do you realize, DC, how much I have to pay for it in California? So I'm getting my money's worth. There you go. all you other guys are paying pennies on the kilowatt. I'm paying dollars.
It says Brent says just switch to another AI tool. Use Grok and paste your
Grok?
GPT chat into Grok.
If I
I
have
saw
time,
that today.
I will do that. I'll put it into Gemini.
I did that at first, like with the songs. I would have one write the lyrics, and then I'd move it over and put it in there, and then use the free credits they gave you to make a song. And then it's like, yeah, we'll just get this one. And now I've made a bunch of songs, and it's like just sitting back and not getting my money.
Todd, tomorrow you're going to be at 5,000 feet and this voice is going to come over the intercom. This is your pilot. I missed the flight, but don't worry. AI has got you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
We hope we calculated the fuel correctly.
Yeah.
Check this out. So I was just sitting around and I checked the flights on Flight Radar 24 from Dallas to Louisville, just for, you know, rainbows and lollipops, and it said it was late. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Well, then a little while later, an hour or so, I checked again. Well, it had taken off, and you can click on the plane. It'll tell you the altitude and the speed. Well, this one, it said it was 510 knots or something like that. And I Googled, didn't AI DC, but I Googled how many miles per hour is 509 or 510, whatever it was. That plane was hauling ass at 655 miles an hour because it came out of the gate 2 hours late, and it was a 737. Then I Googled, what is the max power or speed that plane, and I typed in the exact type. It said that the maximum speed is 617 miles per hour, but at times there will be a tailwind that'll push it faster than that. And I'm thinking this plane was going 650 miles an hour. There must have been a hell of a tailwind up there going east.
It's
And I personally would be thinking, holy cow. I mean, I bet you there's a bunch of nuts and bolts that are loosening up on that plane from the vibrations. Get me on the ground.
What was it they said in that movie? You're on a $30 billion rocket that was built by the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, have a
Yeah.
good night, buddy. Let me see. So you got a full day of travel tomorrow then?
Yeah, pretty much. It's 3 hours to Dallas, then 2 hours to Louisville.
And then when you get there, you're going to get there at 5 o'clock Eastern time or Central time. It's going to feel like it's like 7, 8 o'clock at night, right?
No, it'll be.
No.
I'll get there at 5:30. It'll be 2:30 here.
Oh, yeah. So everybody else will be wanting to go to bed, and you'd be like, hey, what are you going to bed so early for? We still got time to get a drink.
Yeah.
He just won't be able to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Speed of sound, 767 miles an hour. So that jet was close to breaking the speed of sound.
It was going.
Yeah.
It was going 0.7 something Mach
Yeah.
0.78 or something like that.
It'll be over.
I just looked it up, and the top speed for a 737 is 0.82 Mach.
So yeah,
That's pretty fast for that little jet. That's a fat little jet to go
He's
that
trying to get
fast.
it back on schedule.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what was going on.
I've been on those. I was flying from Calgary from Vancouver to Winnipeg, and they stop in Calgary, to get more passengers, whatever. And it was Christmas, and big snowstorm, and delayed everything, and we left the gate. I forget what it was, like 9 hours late or something. And the pilot said, we're going to do what we can to get you to Winnipeg as quick as we can. And by howdy diddy, there was a 3-hour flight that took him about an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I often watch that air disaster show. Have you ever seen that?
Change the subject. Change the subject.
They happen to have that one that
You
The
should see the
golfer,
plane crash I saw today.
Boy, I got to go pack.
the one that Payne Stewart was on,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
were trying to figure out because they went up there was nothing wrong. They were flying, and all of a sudden, everybody was gone because the cabin depressurized, and they all basically went to sleep, and that was it.
It was like $100 part or something like that failed.
Yeah,
It killed everybody.
so it was.
I was in New Jersey that time. I was in a training for Johnson & Johnson, and I was at the hotel sitting at the bar having a beer, and that came up. I was watching something.
Were you the KY Jelly representative?
No. No, I was on the pharmaceutical side. I wasn't on the bath and toilet tissue side. I was on the
P. Diddy was your number one customer.
Yeah, not mine.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was sitting in a hotel in New Jersey when that happened, and I was like, "Well, shit, I got to fly out of here in 2 days."
Yeah, that was.
Wasn't it a jet flying to Hawaii, and it lost a big part of the roof? And when it landed, the people, they were just like they were sitting in a convertible.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was like it wasn't. It was coming down already, though, I think, so it wasn't really that high, so it didn't, depressurize and kill everybody. Yeah, with a big hole in the top.
Sunroof.
Well, what they said about that one with Payne Stewart was, the first thing they do when they have an alarm go off is they pull out a checklist that they got to go by.
Yeah.
And like third or fourth thing down on the checklist was put on your oxygen mask. If that would have been number one on the list,
number one,
by the time they got to that point, because they only have like 15 seconds when it depressurizes before they are out. And if they would have had that at the top of the list, everybody would have been fine.
Yeah, they would have put that plane in a nosedive to get it down so pressurized normally.
It's like 10,000 feet or something like that.
Yeah, 10,000. Well, yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty sad. And then the plane runs out of fuel somewhere over, was it North Dakota or was it?
Yeah, I think it was North Dakota or South Dakota, one of the Dakotas. But they had F-16s flying with it, and they're like, yeah, there's ice on the windshield and everything.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
They run out of fuel in Manitoba too.
Oh.
I saw one flight on there that I don't know if they were in Canada or they were somewhere, but there was the whole metric conversion thing, right?
I think that's what Doug was referring to. It's probably the most famous run out of gas story in aviation history.
Ran out of gas because
landed just 50 miles from my house here.
And yeah, that was that's crazy.
Pretty crazy story. Pretty crazy. There's movies made of it, so if you
Norman
see one of those, it's pretty amazing.
Norman said he got to walk through first class once. Technically, you walk through first class every time you board a plane to go to your seat. I think they do that on purpose. These guys all got hot towels and drinks already, and we're not even there.
Yeah. I have to look for a place to shove my carry-on.
I started flying not first class, but now it's business class, right? I started flying that, like when I went to Canada, I flew business class. To me, being a big guy, it's well worth the extra money to fly that way. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you're leaving the country for a week and going on vacation. You're going to spend money, $200 extra to fly in first class and get a little bit better treatment. And room for me, my fat ass doesn't fit in the coach seats that well. So it was just more comfortable for me. For a couple $100, I'm down. Let's do it.
I took a flight one time from San Fran to Chicago. It was a red eye, and I was in a 777, and they have business class on that particular model, and the seats almost laid flat, so you could just recline almost just horizontal. It's just
some of them got little beds in them now that you can lay in.
Yeah.
Not that I want to lay in a bed that everybody else before me has laid in, but, you know, you could. That's kind of like the little cubes they have at the airport that you can rent out to go sleep in now while you're at the airport.
I usually keep my clothes on when I fly, but you know, it's to each his own, I guess.
Well,
so I wouldn't want to touch all the stuff that's on those seats.
Let me see. When I fly, I just put myself into a meditative coma and curl up in a ball and grit my teeth until it's over.
I love flying. I love aviation and all that kind of thing. I just don't like the whole cattle gate thing getting to the airplane. Like that's what I can't stand. And it's because I grew up in aircraft. My dad was a private pilot, and I grew up since I was a little kid flying around on airplanes. But
well, you haven't lived until you're from South Carolina and you go up to Canada and they make you debark the plane away from the gate, and you have to go down the ladder and walk into Toronto Airport, freezing your ass off for the first time in like ever. But then you get to Winnipeg and some smartass shows up in jogging shorts.
Yeah. It was a warm February.
You've never had excitement until you fly in a small plane across the prairies in the summertime. Up and down like you would not believe with those graphs.
Rough.
Oh, yeah.
I did write off the trip. So technically Navi would be a 2026 tax deduction. So.
Oh, well, that's where mine's going to drop at next year's taxes.
It's definitely
it'll be a business trip for sure.
It's fun. But then again, you can do the same thing with vacations as well. If it's a family-owned business, right?
Yep.
How do you mean?
So if me and Amy go somewhere, we talk about business at all. It's a write-off. Now, can they verify that? Probably not. It is.
You didn't have to drive halfway across the country to have a conversation with somebody you live with.
Yeah, but they don't know if I could very easily mask that. I went to Winnipeg on vacation, but we stopped by Mike because Mike's a client, right? And we went out to Ian and went to see you. That's the tax deduction. They don't know if we had barbecues and beers every night or not, you know?
If you had barbecues and beers, you'd have wrote them off too.
Hell yeah, would have.
Got to eat.
Yeah.
You got to wash it down with something.
Yeah.
So the problem is you got to have the money to do that ahead of time.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise, there's no deduction in it.
It's like Seinfeld, eh? Oh, just write it off. That's a write-off. Just write it off. Write it off. Just write it off. It's like people say that. Oh, yeah, but it's a write-off. Well, you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, you pay for it. That's for sure. Up front.
Hey, Norman, if you order Acorn frames, they're going up in price in like probably 9 days from now. It's on their website that there's going to be a price increase. So if you need them, I would order them. And it's been my experience, if you order them directly from Acorn, you get just about as good a price as you do buying it through somebody. Probably actually a better price. I looked at them the other day. Big Mike was telling me about them. Let me see. Acorn.
That reminds me, I gotta look something.
Actually, I still have it up in a tab, so let me pull that up. We can investigate while we're right here.
Hey, is Mike?
So
did he take off this morning or yesterday?
This morning, I think he said he was going to be driving today. Plastic frames, is that what you're looking for? Mediums, deeps. Deeps are $85 for that's a no wax. Standard wax is 104 for 52 frames. So that's $2 a piece with wax. So, and Bill might have some there. I don't know what kind of deal he's getting, but given on it. But there you go. That gives you an idea. And I know the more you order, the less your shipping is with them. So that's something.
I just can't do plastic.
Yeah, well, you know what? I go back and forth. However, the plastic frames, I don't have to worry about them pulling apart necessarily. They might break after a few years, and I don't have to worry about the damn termites eating them up.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about wax moths chewing them up.
Yeah.
Now they will. Wax moth cocoons they'll put a cocoon in between the end where those slots are. But
yeah,
you know, it's
I've always been the wood frame guy. Call me traditional, I guess. I don't, I do have a couple of plastic frames that I've picked up here or there for some reason, and I will be getting rid of them this year. But I can't. I don't know. I just don't like them.
Yeah, it's definitely, the funny thing is everybody uses the plastic foundation, which is the same damn thing. So the only thing really is the frame part, right?
Yeah.
And if I was a betting man, all of these different brands, I believe in my heart of hearts that they all come from China. I don't believe that anybody's making those here. And even I know somebody's going to say Premier makes them here. Has anyone ever seen their process of that? I haven't.
I'll be right.
Foundations. I haven't. Maybe wooden frames, but I don't know about the rest of it. Let's see. Todd, you need to check your messages. Yeah, they're just different. It's what you get used to. I don't, they're just easy. You still have to wax them, though. Even when you get waxed, you still have to put wax on them, even when you get them waxed. So it's a box of 100 unwaxed at Nobby was $68. That's pretty cheap. I think, they're a little bit more, $20 more unwaxed. So they might have got a special deal to buy a bunch of them. But hopefully they all sell a bunch. Sell a bunch there. Doug, how much snow you got?
Not enough.
Not enough?
Sounds like somebody wants to go snowmobiling.
Well, I might try anyway. But we got spring coming, so I don't know.
Spring coming when? May?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. He's getting that January thaw.
Oh, is it thawing out?
No, we're -4 tomorrow, but on the weekend we're plus temperatures now.
Yeah, we're going to be warm too this weekend. So I just made sure they had some feed and let them keep going, keep doing their thing. I feel good this year because everything in my yard that went into winter has so far come out. Most of them look pretty good. I got one that's kind of but we'll see. That might be one of the carnies I got left over that's just kind of slower than the Italians to get ramped up. But we'll see. See what happens. Let me see. Extra room. Yeah, when I know we could hear Doug say, well, when I started beekeeping, I'm going to say when I started beekeeping, you could buy from Man Lake 100 frames for like $85. Now they're like $185. You know, Doug will probably say, well, when I started beekeeping, they were like 15 cents a frame. Do you remember how much they were when you started, Doug?
No. The only plastic we ever bought many years ago when the Russian bees were supposed to be the answer to varroa mites, we bought some plastic small cell frames. But that's
Are you cycling those out, or are you still using them?
Oh, they might be in some of the hives. I'm not sure where they are. We only had about 20, 24 of them.
Plastic frames are too wimpy compared to wood. Yeah, they do bend and flex. You got to be careful with them here, especially if you leave them out like I have a tendency of doing, that they'll warp pretty easily. But then again, I've got wooden frames that are twisted and, twisted and termite damaged and everything else. So it's just, I think the bees don't give a shit. It's more of what we care to use, I think.
I like that I can move my plastic foundation to a new frame if the frame gets damaged.
Right.
And if the frame is not salvageable, I'm just burning a piece of wood.
Right.
I don't ever like throwing plastic in the garbage. Either
Right.
want to recycle it or reuse it. So the plastic foundation, I found that there's not a lot of times when I actually have to dispose of it. It can move to a new frame pretty easily. And I've gotten pretty good at rendering, washing, and re-waxing, so I salvage a lot of it.
We like the wood that's stiffer when it's going through the column system too.
Yeah.
Peabody, I got right around 20 colonies right now, which is better than the 12 I had coming out of last time, right? So it's and then hopefully I'll split all them in a few weeks, maybe a little bit longer on some of them, but we'll get a spring split, and then after honey flow I'll try to get a after spring split. But we're going to do our best to expand this year. And not really expand. I've got plenty of equipment. Basically get back to where I was a couple years ago is what I want to do.
Expand live colonies.
Yeah. It's hard to expand those dead ones. So
well, that's what Randy Oliver says when he does his presentation. He'll ask the audience, he'll say, what's the very first selection criteria for grafting queens? And everybody just sits there, doesn't say anything, and he says, first rule is you never graft from a dead queen. So
right.
Your first criteria is it's got to be alive.
That's that is true, 100%.
I like to, go expanding on that. I like to get an overwintered queen because, if they can overwinter once, then they've proven something.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'll have more overwintered queens. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you some of my bees are spicy. So I would like to replace those. But you know what? It's a genetic lottery. So when you buy a queen, you still don't know until after a while.
You need to come work bees with me in June or July.
I know when I first started, I was the guy out there with a ball cap and no gloves and everything. And then, boy, when I got a couple hot hives, I was like, no, I'm good.
You'd get over those hot bees. You'd just not put up with them if you could work my bees.
But when you got 12 colonies, it's hard to justify killing one of them. It's like you made it this far. Let's go. Yeah.
Well,
let's go with it. But I feel like I'm in a good place. I'll have more time. If the honey sales keep the way they're going, I'll have more time to be able to just beekeep and graft and stuff like that and expand. So the thing is that I've got to make more honey. I've got to. How many hives do you have in the shed, Peabody's? Well, you got split up this year. So.
In the shed, I've got, I'm going to say 44 nukes and two 10-frame colonies in the shed. And then I have 35 outdoors, which 15 of them are right here. Well, that's just a picture. They're not behind me. They're,
right.
We
didn't think you moved your couch out to the apiary there.
The apiary. Well, I don't know. I love beekeeping, right? So, but Mr. Boots wouldn't be comfortable out there in the cold.
You'd have to have the hat with the ear flaps and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the goal. I mean, at this point, selling honey is doing really well. So hopefully they can balance each other out a bit, right? Since I don't necessarily have to worry about honey production to be able to sell honey. That's the first thing, right? Because we got that taken care of. But the more I can make is the less I have to spend to get honey. So it actually profits me more. So that works out. But
Brad looks a little strange out in the winter bee yard, wearing a skidoo suit with his shorts over top.
Yeah, I guess so. I gotta wear the shorts. That's my signature. People wouldn't recognize me if I wasn't in shorts.
I mean, Brad's been with me every step of the way on this honey journey too. So it was his idea. It wasn't even my idea.
As much fun as you are.
Well, I know I can be a bit much sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm like, sometimes. Well, I can be a bit much all the time, to be honest with you. But it was Brad saying, "Well, are you going outside today?" I'm like, "No, it's Monday." He's like, "Well, how much do you do on Mondays?" I don't know. Well, how do you know? Get out there and try to sell it. Okay, went out there.
If you don't go out on Mondays, you guarantee to make zero on Monday.
That was how it all started. Now it's I'm out every day.
You went out that first Monday, and it was like, I made $450 today. Let's go on Tuesday.
He wasn't going to get Christmas off.
What'd you say, Doug?
I was concerned he wasn't even going to give you Christmas off.
Yeah,
no, he's out there taskmaster me. Well, I had people knocking on my door on Christmas Day to buy honey.
That I don't get. If somebody's got money in their hand and they're knocking on my door.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you didn't get why they stopped at my house on Christmas Day.
I'm answering the door. It's like, give me your money.
See, you just flipped it around on me. But
yeah,
it's better than I thought it was going to be.
Good.
I mean, almost crazy good. It's almost like if you don't put a table in your front yard, you're missing out. I know that statement gets people riled up, so I'll go that way.
I have one of those little neighborhood parks, so I plan on doing that this year. I have a canopy. I've got one of those little flags. Let it fly out there,
Yeah, I mean,
and my square, on my phone, so I could take cards, cash, Venmo.
It's ridiculous. I mean, to me, it's almost stupid ridiculous. Because like I said, I was selling honey on the weekends and people would stop, but they stop every day I'm out there. Somebody stops. Yeah. It's just. It's better than what I thought it was going to be for sure. And, I can't complain at this point. My wife sent me a text. How'd you do today from work? Right. How'd you do today? Oh, we did pretty good. And I told her, and then she's like, that's good. I wish I was smart like you. I'm like, yeah, don't give me all that credit because all I do is sit there and sell honey, but it's like.
All he does is what I say.
Yeah, that's it. Brad's running the show.
It's like,
He's the Maduro of this Venezuela right here.
That's Little Beekeeper. Dance.
Our honey house is right on a highway, Bob. I could take a chair and sit out there. In probably 12 hours, I might have 12 vehicles go by.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, my house, same thing. Probably in a day, I might have 4.
But you know, you
And
post
3 of them are coming here to buy honey anyway.
your daughter posts up about the other town. I wonder what would happen if you posted up, hey, like right after you harvest the honey, you said, hey, we've harvested this year. Saturday, we're going to have a sale if you want to come by and buy honey. And I wonder how many people would show up.
Yeah, we have an annual fair in town, and I've thought of having an open house on that day. Come out and tour and bring your honey container and buy bulk.
That would be interesting to see how that would go.
Only trouble is we're usually harvesting right then, so
Yeah, it's difficult.
It gets difficult in my yard when it's warm out like that because the bees, if the lady that stops has sprayed any kind of hairspray or perfume or anything, then she's doing this number. And I'm like, you don't really want to do that. I had one land in a lady's hair today. I'm like, it's in your hair. She's like, it doesn't bother me. And then it just went off, you know. I'm like, okay, you come in June and tell me that same thing and see what happens. Zap, you know, James getting stung on the nose and everywhere else. So, but, you know, it's, you know, what I'm witnessing right now, for me, it's exciting. I wish, you know, like Alex, I wish he would see that, because when he first came on, he was, you know, his whole thing that he told us, now I'm just regurgitating what he said, was that he didn't make a whole bunch of money at his job and he was looking to try to get beekeeping to replace his job, right? If he was doing what I was doing, he would be able to do that with his job.
Alex will find his own way.
Yep.
He's had a lot of he's done a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he's you know, he's been receptive to a lot of ideas and whatnot, and he's an intelligent guy, so he'll find his own way.
Yeah, he is.
Well, fellas, I gotta go. I gotta finish packing, then I gotta eat, then I gotta go to bed.
Fine.
Bye.
Like
where's JW? He should be calling in.
What's that, Doug?
JW should be calling in.
JW.
Well, yeah. So we had a change of plans. He's going to be picking me up at the airport. So I didn't see that thing until just before Bob said it. So
speaking of JW, Todd, I got a question for you before you go.
Yeah. I was waiting for somebody to do that one.
I'm a little slow. I'm kind of tired.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But, well, you have a safe flight, man, and enjoy your time out there.
Yep.
Yeah, stay safe.
I'll probably be putting a couple videos out. I might even do a little quick live thing. I don't know yet.
Do a live on the walk around at the. You probably have to do an hour live to walk around the convention part of it. But it's.
I'll do something a couple times. I might do something once a day. I don't know yet. And Brian and I are meeting there, and his wife Jen, at some point on Thursday. So we might do something. Who knows?
Go find the Nod booth and give Tom Nolan a hard time for me.
Yeah, I told him I gave him a thumbs up on Facebook. I'll be stopping by and saying hi to him, meeting him. But yeah, I'll tell him that
you get to go meet Mehmet, or Mehmet's wife will be there.
Yeah, Goncho will be there, but Mehmet's going to be at ABF. So he called me the other night and wished me a happy birthday and said that. So I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But
yeah, well, not really. I mean, she's the one you want to see anyway. But the
he might be out here. He said he might be out here for the almonds. So if that's the case, I told him, I said, give me 2 weeks notice and I'll take a couple of days off and I'll drive you around. there's beekeepers everywhere. All you have to do is go find an almond orchard and you'll find them.
Well, what I'm worried about with them is that since they're trying to do it with just 2 people and then they split their defenses, so to speak, one person at a show with 3,500 people, good luck. When your English is great.
His one or both of his sons are going to be there, I think.
One son is like 10 and the other one is older, right? So,
yeah, I think that's the one that's going to help him or something. He was telling me that. So
good.
But yeah. So
the free labor is great.
Yeah. And I'll give Tom a hard time for you, Brad.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Todd, fly carefully, brother. Talk to you later.
Yep.
I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Right.
Boots picked up his pace there.
Yeah.
Boots did pick up his pace. He woke up.
That's funny. He was asleep, not making any noise.
Yeah. Suddenly he's buzz.
Uncle Junior, I don't know, man. I don't know if they have a taping limit or not over there. I don't know how they could control everybody there.
I don't know what the rule is. I know there was Flowhive was a bit rude last year, but that's all I know.
Well, if you had a YouTube channel and you're out there filming, you'd think they would want their product on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
You'd think, but
It's good advertisement.
Free advertisement too. That's the best kind. It's almost like that free labor out at the booth there. But my wife has her hand out before I can sell anything. James. Oh, I'm sure Todd will be at the dinner. I would imagine. Imagine he'll be there. It'll be good. Everybody will have a great time. And then we'll listen to 2 weeks of what happened at Nobby from everybody coming back. And then we got 6 whole months of no Nobby until June or July when the tickets go on sale. And then everybody will start talking about it again. It'll be the best 6 months of my life coming up. I like the convention. Don't get me wrong. But, geez, literally since like June, that's all everybody's been talking about.
yeah, everybody's excited about it.
It's good. It is good that they get excited about it. And that people are excited about beekeeping. And I have to remember that most people are in winter right now. So, they are not really worried about beekeeping at this point.
Well, some people are in winter. Others are just down where it's cooler.
Yeah, it's cooler here.
Yeah.
Quite a bit cooler. Like 70 degrees, 80 degrees cooler. Fahrenheit. Oh my God, Tom, stop. Who's going to Nobby next year?
Yeah.
It's too soon for that. Every year I hope to go, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. This year was the year it wasn't going to happen, which I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't get a call asking me, did I want to go to Nobby? Because that might have been one that I would have done for charity work just to go hang out with people if he was paying for the hotel and gas and stuff, right? That could have been one of those situations, but no offer. Tom says, I am. But you know what? It's kind of like Disneyland or Disney World. You go to Disney World once and you've seen Disney World, and then I don't really have a desire to go back to Disney World every single year. Because not much changes. I mean, from when I went to Hive Life, all of the big people that we know on YouTube that talk, well, they gave the same speech they give on YouTube. So you can actually just sit here and watch it and know what they're going to say ahead of time. But, there are people that show up that I've never heard before.
Interesting to see the new stuff.
Yeah, that's what I like the most is hanging out with the people from YouTube and seeing the new equipment that's come out, right? And hear Sawinti say, when you hear one guy talk smoke about another company, right? So this is a real life experience. Thanks, Robert. A real life experience that I went to the license booth and I looked at that little turntable filler deal, right? I thought that was really cool that it's on a stand and it spins. You just put your jars and it fills it up. And then I went over to Sawinty and I was talking to the Sawinty guys. The Sawinty guys point blank says, "Oh, that license one is shit." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Tell us how you really feel about this." You know? I was like, okay. But they're basically the same exact unit. They look very identical to me. I'm sure there's subtle differences about it, but it was just funny that they.
Wait, Robert's making it rain.
I know, making it rain. $2 bills like I'm on a stripper pole.
Did you get that little video I sent, Brad, with them stripping the frames?
Oh yeah. I think I've seen that machine somewhere before. They were doing that.
What is it? A wax melter type of frame stripper?
It's just kind of a hot water wax melter for getting the wax off of.
Oh yeah,
I've seen wax foundation frames.
I've seen that
Seems
thing.
a bit elaborate for what it does, though.
And it's probably $2,000, like everything else in beekeeping.
Yeah.
But when you look in that big wax melter and see that mess in there, that little machine doesn't look too bad then sometimes.
Well, yeah, it separates the slum right away.
Robert says he pays me to keep my clothes on.
We're all banking on that, that's for sure.
I know, man. I need to have a drink, so we start making discounts happen.
You got a good point, Doug.
I don't understand.
When I'm rendering frames, that every few batches I got to clean the melter out. My God, that's a disgust. I used to keep pigs, and I'd rather clean out a pig barn than clean out that melter. That's disgusting.
I wonder why companies at Nobby that were going to Nobby that were offering pre-sales, wouldn't it be cheaper if they just paid for the shipping? They're giving them free shipping anyway. They got to pick it up. Just give them free shipping and mail it to them, and they would have had their product before Nobby. They wouldn't have to rent an extra trucks to carry a bunch of extra product. I wonder if anybody's done that math, or is it just a hey, you got to be here to get it type of thing?
But that doesn't build excitement and stuff at the expo, right? That doesn't do anything for the expo. It's all about getting people in and getting them hyped up and everybody having a good time, and it's like a big casino or something. Get people open their wallets.
I could get hyped up at a casino.
That's what they should have, eh? Nobby Casino.
Nobby Casino. That's it.
Instead of coins coming out at Queen drafting cups or something.
I should go up there and contract out ATM machines and then make everybody take cash, right? Because they don't get Wi-Fi in there to run their machines. Yeah, I do too.
I got a truck I can bring, but if I were to go bringing stuff, I mean, you not only have to pay for it, but then I have to get it back over the border.
Well, Joey has a camper, and the expo has camper parking right at the expo center right there. I asked him last year, I said, "Are you going to drive that to the expo and park, just camp in the parking lot?" He's like, "Hell no." Well, he didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. He said no, because the amount of fuel that he would spend to drive that thing to Louisville, it's cheaper just to get the hotel.
That's right.
You can't bet a pack of bees on red.
Bees on red. Yeah.
That's true.
Plus, you stay in a hotel, and then you get to hang out with people, and
get to go to Brad's room and drink Tangerine and gin and eat
that kind of thing, right? Sitting in the hotel room, visiting with people like Bob Binney and Kevin and Corey Stevens, and you know, many of them, and Ian and Sandy, you know, they always come up for an evening.
That whole thing, no Bob mentioned in that whole thing. Not
No.
this Bob. Not this
No.
Bob.
Oh, were you there?
I went to. Oh my gosh.
Which Bob?
Both
Oh
Bob.
yeah, you were there with when Corey was there. That's right. He was trying your honey. That's right.
Yeah, he took that Carolina Reaper honey like a champ too.
He did. He was a real trooper. Yeah.
That was
He pretended like nothing was going on.
we had fun. We had
We
fun.
had fun. He's an absolute riot, that guy.
Let's see. Everybody punching out. How much is a good amount of cash to take?
All of it.
Yeah. Well, if you're frugal, you don't have to worry about it. And pretty much everybody takes card. So you don't have to take cash necessarily.
It'll be not enough, so if you don't take all of it, you'll be kicking yourself.
Well, I took all of it, and I'm kicking myself because I bought some shit I didn't even need.
You did?
And it like $1,500 worth of stuff.
Ooh, shiny stuff.
That's it, man. I don't know how much money I've saved by not going to Nobby.
Exactly. That's secretly why I don't go.
It's like it takes me 3 years to save up enough money to go to Nobby and blow it all in 3 days.
3 days, 3 hours. You can do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would like to see a trade show. I love.
Well, I kind of did it backwards though. I mean, I took my truck last time, and it wasn't this truck, but I took my F-150, and I didn't want to buy stuff because I don't have a top on the back of my truck or anything. So I couldn't just leave it in the parking lot of the hotel and wherever else, because it might get borrowed by somebody. You know, I wouldn't say stolen because beekeepers would never steal. But
you drive a Ford truck. They borrow them up here.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
And so I was gonna wait till like the last day to go around and buy stuff, but then by that time a lot of it's already sold out, right? People like Brian from Flower Street has loaded down his whole damn car to drive back, and you know, stuff like that. So so I did learn a lesson, but I did spend quite a bit of money. I got that bottling machine. It was $1,500. I got the little queen cell caddy. That was like $250, right? It's like, is it really on sale? Or, I mean, how much is it normally that you're ass raping me for $250 for a fishing box, you know? Todd, why back? So it just didn't take me long to buy some stuff.
But you know, the last couple of hours at some of those shows is when you get your best deal. They don't want to pack it up and take it home.
Yeah, if they have it, you can get some really good deals. It is a 7.3 liter, and it's 2021 F-250, the one that I got. You buy what you want and ship your wife home. Yep. I did. I had the fleet, the little beekeeper on my shoulder. The evil beekeeper was saying, you know, it's only 9 hours away. You could leave in the morning, go up there and hang out with some people, not even ever really go to the conference, right? Go to the dinners, hang out with people after the dinner or whatever, and then drive back. And then I was like, nope, if I do that, I'm not out here selling honey. So it's costing me money and not making me money. So I'm just trying to stay focused. Trying to is hard for me.
You'd be thinking all the time, oh, my stand is shut down.
Yeah, you know, or I could just take my table up there and set up in the parking lot. I'd probably sell them. You'd be surprised how many beekeepers how many beekeepers will buy honey? I'm like, don't you make honey? It's a little bit perplexing, but yeah, the few shows that I did, I really sold a good amount of honey to beekeepers.
I don't want to brag, but I actually have beekeepers buy honey from me because my honey's better than theirs. I love that.
I buy honey because mine runs out, so I gotta fix that. So I just need to come up to Canada and just somehow import it back in. We'll just figure instead of smuggling drugs, I'll be smuggling honey. I guess what I could do is I could actually just make some compartments and put canola honey in it, and then it'll crystallize, and they won't know what it is. They'll probably think it actually is cocaine or something coming across the border.
And it's legit. You can transport honey.
They
You just
wouldn't.
have to
They
do the paperwork.
Yeah. What are you taking back? 42,000 pounds of honey.
Just make sure it's in a food safe container.
That's the. It would
You
be.
can do that in the 5-gallon pails, can't you, Doug?
I would imagine so. But a few years ago, there was a fellow from Alberta shipped a semi-load, and it got picked up at the border, and it wasn't in food safe barrels, so it was confiscated and dumped. They wouldn't even give it back, so he could take it home and feed the bees.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's brutal.
So he lost the money and the honey for
he
that.
lost it. Yep.
I had somebody ask me, did I do sourwood honey yesterday? And I was like, nope, not in the right area for it. Yeah, it's the struggle is real. There's a lot of beekeepers that can't make enough honey for their customers, and I can't make enough just selling it in a front table in my front yard. I'm not, I don't go to markets and do all that, so I don't know how. Well, I know how, but they're doing it the same way I am. They're just not publicizing it on YouTube that I do it. But it's a thing. It is a thing. It's an 11-hour. Are you going, Paul? Are you going to Navi this year? Yeah, DC said that would suck for sure. Well, we are coming up on 2 hours. We're not quite at 2 hours, but I think it's a good spot to go ahead and shut her down for tonight. You're leaving at 4 a.m. Okay. All right. Well, drive carefully, and you guys enjoy the show, and make sure you make it home. Try not to spend too much money. I know it's a hard thing to do, but enjoy it, and we will see you on the next live stream. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Say good night, Mr. Boots.
Purr. He's out.